Lots to talk about tonight.
Tons.
I've been on the phone for 2 days.
It's been nonstop.
Yeah. Wow. I feel like we're other podcasts. We only got like 8 people on. Figured it'd be kind of low, or there they go. They're starting to jump up. Figured it'd be kind of low tonight, being a holiday. I kind of debated getting on, but one of them things you don't want to wait to talk about.
Yeah.
Because we got people coming after Arizona. Uh-oh. I thought we were safe, and now we're not.
There he is.
Sonny Tapia.
What's going on?
He likes to get riled up too. We can get him riled up real good.
Oh yeah.
So
all you do show him your video.
oh, did you? I sent that to you, didn't I, Sonny?
Why do you got to make me look like I'm the bully?
Hey, you are the bully. Did I send you that video?
I never seen it.
Oh, should I just start to show off and play that video? Is it appropriate?
I mean, it is a Californian in Arizona.
It is a Californian. He never said he was a Californian. I wish I would have got the whole video. So let me just tell this.
You know that I don't care about. I like to hurt feelings.
Oh, this kid. Anyways, I stopped in. I buried a dog in Unit 24. She got cancer. It's where I wanted to put her. And I took her to a pond. We started a lion. It was just the whole Viking death thing. You know what I mean? And I had a whole truck full of dogs. So I'm headed down to Phoenix. And I go back truck and I take a dog out and I'm walking around on a leash. I have this dog on a leash. And I see someone sneaking through the cedars. And it's kind of weird, And it's funny is when I was walking up there, I seen some tracks, but it's deer season. I didn't know if someone's out there hunting or whatever. And Chris, wait till people get on Benny gets on to get people started. So I'm just kind of walking a dog around. So I'm like, that's weird. So I just kind of head back to my truck and load her up. I'm like, I'm gonna get out of here anyways. And he starts coming out of the woods there, and he's kind of like waving me down a little bit. And he's like, "Are you the rancher?" I said, "No, that's Mike Odinetto." I go, I just hunt here. What, you hunt here? I said, yeah. What do you hunt? I said, lions, bears, whatever. That's illegal. I go, that's illegal. He goes, I was on a pond. This is a water tank. There's a cattle containment area over there, and there's roads all over the place. I'm all, yeah. I said, well, he goes, you can't hunt here because of that. I said, well, I'm going to educate you a little bit. False, and false. And he goes, no, I looked up the ordinance. I mean, he's arguing about this ordinance, and his friend called, and they wanted to go shooting, and forestry said they couldn't. He just keeps arguing. I'm like, listen, man, I'm just trying to educate you. I've been hunting in this area specifically for 40 years. Like, I've been here my whole life hunting this area. And I know you can hunt this area. No, you can't hunt this area. The road, I said, listen, it's 440 yards from a house. Like, you can hunt on the road right there, and you just can't shoot across the road. I said, there's plenty of laws, I said, and this whole forestry is a cattle containment area because they have the lease. They only own the lease, like the grass rights on it. I said, so, I mean, well, and there's a couple little laws here and there, but so I finally get him to tell me what the ordinance is. And he starts, CRF. And I'm like, whoa. CRF? What are you looking at? I said, you need to go to ARS 17 to kind of check this out. Man, he's calling the ranger on me. And I said, no, you don't want to call the ranger. What you probably want to do is call Game and Fish. I said, the rangers, the forest don't have nobody out here. But Game and Fish, they have a lot of people here. And I said, it's probably still Officer Rodriguez. I said, he goes, you got his number? I said, oh, you know what? I might have his number. So I'm looking through my phone. Man, he just rattling off. And I finally was just going to drive away, and I drive away, and he's like, that's 3 years in prison. You're going to be in prison. So I stopped truck. I put my GoPro on the dash now. I don't know why I didn't start it earlier. I didn't think about it. I back up, and he's rattling on again. So I tell him again, look, so I'm just trying to educate you here, man. I asked him, I said, you from California? Dead stare. Like, how did he know? He's like, how do you know I was from Cal? I got friends or family in Arizona. And I said, well, do you hunt? He goes, my family hunts. He never said him. He wouldn't say him. My family hunts in California and Nevada and blah. I said, yeah, I've hunted all those too, but are you from here? And he would not answer me. He's still looking through his phone. He's recording me. You know, I'm telling him when I leave, I'm like, hey, make sure you get a good picture of that plate. I said, it's not that hard. And those aren't E's. Those are 3s. I said, it's treed, but it's just TR33D. It's pretty easy to remember. But make sure you get a good picture of it, you know. And he's still just, and I said, 440 yards, blah, blah. And he says, well, no, it's quarter mile. I said, yeah, 40 yards. He goes, no, it's 1,300 feet. And I'm all, that's a quarter mile. Like, it's a quarter mile. No, feet are more accurate than yards. Right then. And then he had called me a redneck. And I'm like, yeah, I'm one of them rednecks. I'm about as redneck as you can get as redneck. So you're probably kind of skating on thin ice, you know, running your mouth kind of reckless now. He's all something about uneducated, not graduating. You know, I could probably bet you I have more education than you do. And I said, I tell you what, I'd bet you my annual salary against yours that I'm more educated than you. You know, he just still rattling on. And then he does that 440 yards. And he goes, well, the metric and feet are more accurate than yards. I'm just like, what? You know, and he goes, and, you know, there's 3 feet and 3 yards. And I'm all, no, there's 9 feet and 3 yards. I said, I don't know exactly where you got your education. It ain't very good. So, oh, yeah, I just started laughing at him. I grabbed the camera and I'm like, can you believe this? I pointed at him. Well, this effing guy, you know, I'm laughing at him. I like kind of laugh out loud when I'm leaving because he's just ridiculous. And I'm like, you're not even from here. What does that matter? Oh, man. It's just, people like that humor me, you know. I could have stayed there. Oh, I should have unloaded my dogs, collared them up, and took off and hunted right there and let them call the game warden. So, on the right, the
Did he ever call?
He was actually hunter. You know, if I would have got out, I don't know. I said, I tell you what, I'll give you a card. And I reached in and gave one of my Arizona guided hunting cards. I said, here, give that to the ranger. Tell him it's Chris Watson. You know, he knows my family. Idiot. But it is hunter harassment. There's actually on this next meeting, this next committee, God dang it, Game and Fish Commission meeting. There's a hunter harassment case in there. I'm really curious to see. It's probably that guy. Be funny. I hope it is.
Probably is.
Yeah. But anyway, that was my Monday morning on my way down, you know. So I think he heard me shoot over there and thought I don't know what he thought I was doing.
Was that just this like, Monday?
Yeah. Yep.
Was it?
Yep. Yeah, I came down Monday. I had a meeting Tuesday, so I ended up having to come down Monday. So, yeah, those, you know, and I'm not exactly probably the nicest guy. I got real thick skin, and you know, but I'm nice enough. I'm not gonna shoot him in his face and bury him out there. But there are some people that probably would have put a hurt on that kid, you know. And he's out there in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know, these people, they get a little crazy sometimes, you know. So I tell you, everybody says, oh, I wish it was the old days. No, you don't. Because in the old days, that kid could have got laid out. You know, 10 years ago, I probably would have laid that kid out. But I'm a man of peace. Speaking of a man of peace.
That's right. We all got to have our peaceful moment.
We all got to get along. You know,
man of peace.
If I didn't want to drive after dark and put my dogs up after dark, and I didn't know if we were doing a live Monday, so I was already in a hurry to get down here. And if I'd have known Brett's vagina hurt Monday, then I would have.
It was his birthday. He's 63.
Yeah, I know. He was probably out there at the titty bar drinking or something. So I would have stayed there and just I would have kept that guy busy for hours, and I probably would have just collared my dogs and ran around. And he said, "I'm just out here hiking. I'm allowed to hike." I'm like, "Where'd you park?" I said, "Did you park on the?" He goes, "I parked at a campsite." I said, "Is it a designated campsite?" There was a 5-foot fire ring. I said, "Hey, just because there's a fire ring don't mean it's a designated campsite. It's 300 feet off the road." I mean, this kid was right. Jared's seen.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah, but yeah, good times. Good times in on forestry. I kept trying to explain to this kid it's forestry, man.
There's a lot of mine shafts in Globe. You should be careful. Could walk into one.
There's a lot of mine shafts.
Benny would have speared him.
You know, there's mine shafts, there's 55-gallon barrels you can get from the highway department that the ring screws around the bolts on the lid back on.
Mm-hmm.
Hardware store sells bag time. I mean, there any kind of accidents possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I mean, I should have waited. I should have called Game and Fish and said, "Hey, I'm hunting illegal, I think, over here. This guy's telling me," and got him over there and then got him for harassment.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than that, how'd you guys' week go so far?
Oh, it can't get any better.
Where you at, Benny? The prison? Are you in jail? Where is that?
I'm on a balcony outside overlooking the Sea of Cortez in Sonora, Mexico.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can't get no better than that. So you
No.
can say whatever you want in that part of the country.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Can't
even
get you there.
there's a whole lot of feral dogs over here. I don't know how that all happens, but we were on the beach. Oh, I don't know. We'll cross a couple mountains over and a real sandy beach, and some feral dogs came over there and decided to camp out by us. And then here come the stud duck dog. You could tell because as soon as he saw those dogs sleeping by us, he hacked up and got all postured and peed on the garbage barrel and
No.
started strutting around. And I just told him, I said, "Hey, dog, I understand. I can't have any firearms here, but I damn sure got a knife, and I'll cut you clear to one end to the other." And, you know, he understood because he went on and didn't bother our dogs. So
That's funny.
there's always some kind of way to even things up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Cormac, come here.
How about you, Jared? Do any hunting?
Yeah, I went out lion hunting on Friday. Didn't do any good. Found a couple of lion tracks, but nothing hot. And then Saturday we killed that buck for that youth hunter and got off the mountain at late. It got off the mountain about 9:30, 10. Got that deer cut up by about midnight. You know, deboned, packaged, all that stuff. And then I didn't do anything Sunday.
Lazy bones.
I woke up, slept in till 7:00 on Sunday.
I got to hang out with Sonny and
Sound like you deserve it.
I got to hang out with Sonny and the Game and Fish leader guy up there Saturday.
Where you going?
Sonny didn't tell me that the Game and Fish guy, manager guy, was going to be there.
It was an undercover operation, bro.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Come here.
Hey, you know what, Sonny? I didn't even recognize him with his little kind of going through puberty beard. So
You know, when I first met him, I wanted to kill that sucker. He accused me of dumping out before daylight, and what happened? I was with a couple other guys that before one of their dogs escaped. Whenever they're putting the collars on him that morning, one of the dogs took off, and it didn't even have a fucking collar on it. That one didn't even have a collar. Anyways, it took off. Well, you know Shane Sass.
yep.
He reported us saying that we were running before light. Well, it was just that dog, and she wasn't even on anything. So, anyways, I went. You know, we didn't get nothing going that day, and about midday, I loaded up the boat and we went to Roosevelt and hung out with a bunch of buddies. I was single at the time, just going over cutting up and having good time. And coming back on Monday, get a phone call and it's him. And he says, I'd like to talk to you. And I said, about what? He said, whenever you come in, I'll tell you. I was like, I ain't coming in until you tell me what it's for. And he said, well, I want to talk to you about, a bear incident this weekend on Friday. And I started laughing. I said, there ain't no incident. I ain't got nothing to hide. I'll come in. So then they started telling me that they watched, they were in the bushes. They said that there was 3 wardens and they were hidden out in the bushes for an hour and a half before daylight. And they knew every car that drove by. And I said, well, just because you heard cars drive, you saw cars drive by and whatnot, don't mean that, you don't know the whole story. And this is the whole story. And, typical warden BS, they try to get you to,
And he's one of the best ones to do that.
But you know what? I'll be honest with you. After that incident, and he found out that I wasn't bullshitting him, he's actually a pretty good dude. He really is. He's calmed down a lot, and he's not your typical warden type guy anymore. I don't know. To me, he ain't, anyways.
No, I like him. I like him so
He's
much. I started rumors about him.
You did?
About baiting. I'm the one that said he baited Lake Mountain, and he just wanted to sit up top and see how many hound guys he could catch. And then, like a year later, he was parked on the side of the road, and I pulled in. He told me about a rumor, and I laughed, and he was kind of like, "You started that." Yeah, I might have.
He got divorced. He probably got divorced about 5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe 6, and they turned into a new dude. Just
And
a different guy.
Don't feel like that long ago, does it?
No, it doesn't. But no,
No,
he supports the hell out of me. He really does.
Well, there's another one. There's another one there. You probably know what I'm talking about. We started off real bad too, and now we're pretty good.
Right.
To the point where I texted him one day and I said, "Hey, you live on this street right here?" He says, "Was that you in the red car?" I said, "Yeah, I had a PI case right there." And then I had to go back, so I just took my hunting rig over there, my Tundra, and I parked right in his yard. And he come out and talked to me, so it was great. I got the video because I'm talking to the guy in his front yard. The subject I needed came in, did his thing, and I had video. I mean, I was right there next door to him, so
Right.
and it worked out.
Right.
But no, I think well, except my son, he's probably a punk warden, but
Them rookie guys are kind of. I mean, I don't know about your son, but rookie wardens are the ones that are the handful.
they do. They feel like they gotta prove themselves. So
Yeah.
this guy right here, it says, "How's it going, fellas? Didn't mean to surprise you on the road." We're in my dad's Tundra, and his is marked up like mine. We're at a stoplight all the way on the 60 in Signal Butte, and the guy pulls up on a motorcycle. I didn't recognize who it is. He had a helmet on and big handlebar. He pulls right up and says, "Oh, do you hunt lions?" And my dad rolls the window. He goes, "Oh, you guys hunt lions? Oh, it's you, Chris. What's going on, man?" And the light turned green and he took off. And my dad says, "Who was that?" I said, "I have no clue. I don't know who that was, but he knew me, I guess."
It's because you're social media famous, bro.
Listen, it's no fun. It's not. I'm gonna tell you, it's no fun because I get Naomi Hirsch sends me a text, and I'm not real good on social media. I don't stay on Facebook, and I'll post the stuff I need to post, and I get off. Instagram's real good to be on and get all the information, and I don't get on it. You know what I mean? So she sent me that. Man, I tell you, as soon as she sent me that, I opened it up and I sent it to a couple people, and then the phone been ringing. I'm
That
talking
video?
an hour. No, I sent you that. Did I say? Yeah, I sent you that. The biological
CBD.
people,
Yeah.
diversity.
Yeah.
What is it? Center of Biological Diversity.
Yeah.
And the Mountain Lion Foundation.
Oh,
you
it's
should-
it's just dumb. I mean, it's another emotional terrorist attack, and that's all it is. It's just, and that's
Yeah.
why I named it. It was me.
So
That was
I don't
you.
know if this is true. I don't know if this is true or not. I think, but it was yesterday. A friend sent me a message on Messenger, and he said they're at it again, and said that they're trying to do another proposal in Arizona about lions and bears and bobcats. Is that true?
No, that I think I sent you the link. Didn't I send you that link?
Someone did.
That was probably me. Look, I'll show you exactly what it is right here. And it's really, let me share my screen here. It's really, it ain't gonna go nowhere, I don't think, because window, this one. Can you guys see that?
It's loading. Yep.
Yeah.
So this is what it is. And this is the article that came out, and if you guys wanna, can you guys see my mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see this
Yeah.
right here? Just kind of, if you guys want to just email any of these people and maybe tell them we appreciate your concern, but
Yeah.
keep your emotions in your pants. So this is, I'll just read it real quick, and you can break this down so bad because there's just a bunch of, it's the typical antis using numbers in a bad way. So let me see. Conservation. Let me see. This is immediate release. Conservation groups today petitioned the Arizona Game and Fish Commission to ban the use of dog packs to hunt mountain lions, bears, bobcats, foxes, and other wildlife. Petition calls on the commission to modernize Arizona's regulations as the states have done to safeguard both wildlife and the public. So there is a commission meeting on December 6th. I know a lot of people going, How for Wildlife even put it out for people to go. So I'll be sharing some of that stuff. Here's the best kicker right here. The science is clear. I don't know what science they're using to clear this up, but packs of hunting dogs let loose on public lands cause significant harm to native ecosystems and wildlife. Their prohibition in Arizona is long overdue, said Russ McSpadden. If you guys look up this Russ McSpadden, I don't know, maybe he's a frog biologist or something. Southwest Conservation. What is it?
I'm asking Sarah for her phone.
Oh, Southwest Conservation advocate for the Center of Biological Diversity. Currently, hunters use GPS collared dogs to track wildlife. We do not track wildlife with them. We trail wildlife and we track our dogs for miles via smartphone apps and satellites, often from their vehicles. They've never been lion hunting, I guess.
So let me ask you this. So how can that be harm to the what they're saying is harm to if you're in your vehicle?
No, it gets better. This trophy hunting method not only undermines fair chase principles as well as Arizona and federal law, which I don't know where they're getting what laws. It also disrupts hundreds of species of native wildlife and threatens jaguars, wolves, because dogs kill wolves a lot, and ocelots. Now, let me tell you about jaguars and ocelots. Show me a pack of dogs that can kill a jaguar, and it's like
That's
almost
a
impossible.
fact.
It don't happen.
Trying to
I've already
stop
talked to a
blind
couple
hunting.
jaguar people, and it don't happen. Now,
It don't
ocelots, there's ocelots, there's a ocelot in Arizona that a couple here and there, but their
Brett, can
terrain.
interrupt?
I talked to a guy in that hunted Mexico, and he said those ocelots live in the worst country in the world. I mean, they caught them where at Fort Huachuca, probably in the hills, but where they live down in Mexico is ridiculous. I mean, ridiculous. Think of the worst bluffs and the worst rainforest and the worst mesquite field you can find, and that's where they live. This says these amazing endangered species are staging a comeback in the wilds of Arizona. So they're going to use that. Everybody said they're going to use that jaguar and the jaguar to do it. We already knew that. Now
That guy you talked about?
Yeah.
1 second. He's a freaking yoga instructor.
Yeah, from California.
No, he's from Tucson.
Him and Jared have lunch every Thursday.
Yep.
He's Jared's neighbor.
You looked him up. Is that what you wanted? Your wife's phone for? You can look him up.
So
Yeah, I looked him up.
well, here's where they use numbers. According to Arizona Game and Fish data. Okay. See this big number. Remember this 748 mountain lions and 323 bears were reported killed by hunters using packs of dogs between 2012 2020 and 2023. Now that's a 3-year span. Okay. A 2020 study estimated that the state, this is 4 years ago now, entire mountain lion population was between 1,100 and 1,700. So that's what happens is people see this 748, right? And then they see this 1,100. We're killing half our population. That's what it looks like. That's what they're pushing for. You know, they're using 1 year of study to 3 years of harvest rates. So
I can supply the barrel.
Right. Yeah.
it gets it. Let me get there's a part in here. Pretty sure it's in here. Wasn't there something in here, Jared, that said something about harassing people?
Yeah, public safety.
Being cornered by these hounds. Let me see. The
It's
position
something about
also-
harassing hikers.
Yeah. Most Arizona treating that Sierra Club always got their hands in everything. The petition also points out.
They're
Oh,
about as bogus.
Yeah, here it
as
is.
get.
The petition also points out the significant risk of harms to hunting dogs themselves, including physical injuries, abandonment of underperforming or injured dogs, chronic health complications due to exhaustion. Now they're talking about the dogs or the fat houndsmen behind them. Dehydration and selective breeding. Dogs are sometimes purposely starved by their owners to increase their prey drive.
Gotta quit starving your dogs, Chris.
I guess. And there was something in here about hikers. Guy down around their century. And
They got a whole mess of people that live in Tucson.
yeah.
I've
No,
got
that's
So this is their
that's
little.
barrels.
That's a
This
little
is their-
wild place.
Oh yeah.
So that's their
That
little
Center
their
for
way.
Biodiversity. They're
Yeah,
nothing but
that's their-
lawyers.
They are, and a lot. Yeah, that's all they are. They're just people who this is their hobby, so they think
You know,
they know.
I hear stories of, you know, I've even heard it from other houndsmen and shit that say that, you know, them dogs are too skinny. You can see them ribs and blah, blah, blah. There ain't a damn houndsman that I know of that don't feed their damn dogs. And when they hunt the heck out of them during bear season, I don't care what you give them. They're going to be thin, you know? And, you know, I've told them, I said, how many fat athletes have you ever seen? You don't see them. So these
No.
dogs are they're not eating, you know?
Jeez,
And if you want
Yeah.
to see,
fucking mom
know,
of them.
Well,
there's just,
they're comparing them to Tubby over here on the couch. That's what they're comparing them.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
They
Exactly.
don't
Hey.
do nothing.
I was on vacation.
You are. You're just listening.
I wasn't picking on you, Benny.
I'm a little bit. I'm
He
just.
left.
I'm just. You know, I'm soft.
I'm sorry.
Benny, your internet works better there than anywhere else in the world.
Well, yeah, because that's ricocheting off the water.
You might just have to stay down there for a while.
Yeah, I got to go back to work. Finish
Making a
one.
living and being paid to work 40 hours a week to take our
Oh, crap. Anyway, yeah. Damn it.
Yeah, he just ruined it all. So that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They like to kind of make it look really bad, and you know, it's basically their emotions. You know, they use their emotions to take away traditions. You know,
Yeah.
and it's like you have to find, what do you find to hurt them back? You know, how do you hurt those guys?
You keep doing it.
Sue them for mental anguish.
Mm,
Can't you? Well, I would say you can't. Well, can't you sue for
Pain and
misinformation?
suffering.
And my freaking
You'd think
Yeah.
so. You'd think so if that
Or
was the case.
defamation
Then
of character.
Yeah.
If that was the case, CNN would be bankrupt.
that's true.
You know.
that is a fact.
Yeah.
So needless
Sue
to
'em for
say,
defamation.
Yeah. I think they'd have to personally attack you. So basically, I don't think it's
Well,
going to go
they
nowhere.
are personally attacking you. They're combining everybody into a little small group that might actually do what they say they're doing.
So would that be
I
a
don't
hate
do
crime?
that. My dogs are
Discriminating?
better taken care of than I am.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not me.
Just-
I don't have any dogs. Mine starved to death.
Yeah, right.
Oh, and you left them out there because they were underperforming.
Yeah.
Yes. I told them
Yeah.
just
Well,
Well, it sounds like you're picking up a pack from Mexico, Benny.
maybe he's down there hunting jaguars and ocelots.
Hey
yeah,
guys,
pack of Jaguar dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Rivera's book, he's got people working on his English version of his book. As soon as all that stuff gets done, he's going to have his jaguar hunting story out in English too. Keep your eyes
shoot.
for that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, he does all that. He's the one that does all the jaguar study down there.
He used to. He doesn't do anything now. He's 70. I think he said he's 73, and he's just goofing around with dogs, trying to come up with some kind of dog that everybody in Mexico would like.
The dog that could kill a jaguar.
You know, I don't know what all he wants to hunt with.
But I mean, basically, what we need to do is, and it's, you know, they always like to test the waters, and they did it a couple years ago. And honestly, if a lot of these people could just go to the game, you know, I've heard this from several people in the last few days. You don't even have to speak, because a lot of people don't want to speak, you know, but just the attendance, just to show up, you know. But there's also a lot of controversy about people who might show up that aren't exactly should show up too. So
Yeah.
outlaws, you know, us undercover guys are good. We're all right. So it's those outlaws like Sonny letting his dogs go early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't tell. Did you ever hear about the one about? I think it was 2 years ago. I was hunting bears, and I was in 27, and we had the dogs took off like bat out of hell, and the only thing that I can think is that, you know, it was hot. Just as, I don't know. We never caught the bear, put it that way. And they ran for a long damn time, and I don't know why. But anyways, they started trailing down this canyon by a campground. And there was a lady from California. She had a pet cat that was roaming around. And my dogs come off that hillside and smelled that cat, and there they went, man. And that cat went straight into her tent, and it was an uproar. Oh shit, man!
Took her cat camping.
Yes, and it was not on a leash or nothing. It was just cruising around, you know, and it was up, you know, away from her camp. The dogs are on a mission once they smelt that cat, and that cat's the first thing it did is went into that tent. And, you know, cats and oh shit. Yeah. So I had a vet. And I'm looking at the GPS. And I'm like, dude, something's going on. I said, I got to haul ass down there as fast as I can get there. He says, what? And I said, there's just something going on. I don't know what it is. I pull up there, and this lady starts chewing me out. It's her birthday. And I did my dogs tore her tent and this, that, and the other. She actually took me to court. And she tried to get $2,500 from me. Because, you know, trauma, and it was it was trauma to her. But little does she know that whenever I got out of the truck, I had that client. I said, whenever I get out of this truck, I want you to get out too, but I want you to record it. Well, she didn't know that we were recording. So when she went to court, she had a whole bunch of BS, you know, lies and stuff. And so then, you know, so the judge said, would you like to say anything? And I said, Your Honor, can I ask her a couple questions? And he said, yeah, sure. So I started asking, I said, did you call me any names? Were you yelling at the top of your lungs? And, you know, this, that, and the other. And she said, no. And I said, that's not what I recall. And then I turned to the judge and I said, hey, Your Honor, I recorded the whole thing. Can I submit this into evidence? And you should have seen her backpedaling like you wouldn't believe. So I ended up having to buy her a tent, which I already told her that I would. But other than that, I didn't have to pay shit. You know, and she was a yoga instructor. So whenever you said that, I just had to laugh.
Maybe it was his wife, and now he
Yeah,
hates
right.
dogs. Maybe that's what
Right.
happened. You ruined his
Yeah.
wife's. You ruined his wife's pussy. cat.
Yeah, something.
And
It was her birthday, and she said, "You ain't even gonna tell me happy birthday."
you sure it was the dogs that ruined that tent, Sonny?
Right. I had
Now we know what happened.
the one thing about me. If it can happen, it'll damn sure happen to me. I
Hey,
promise you.
Cormac.
Yeah.
You know what I'm really surprised, or I'm really kind of happy about, is the speed of information that reached me in general when this came out. I think I heard about it Monday. It's been nothing but phone calls.
Yeah.
People sending and sharing, and I have Luke from the United Houndsmen Association up there, the UHC or whatever it is, and he's on the phone with me for an hour because we got our 501(c)(3) going, C3, and man, besides Luke giving me a pre-accumulated ulcer about what I have to do, he had a lot of good information. You know,
Hey guys, let me interrupt the previously broadcasted deal. This is remember when I put in a request that everybody look at my grandson's YouTube page?
mm-hmm.
This is Mr. Cormac Leo Murphy.
Oh man.
He's not really too excited about this. But
Now he gets to be on the live, and
That
now he
cat
turns
was
away.
shot.
You got him.
Yep.
that's him in beautiful San Carlos, Mexico. All
Oh
right.
man.
Perfect.
You don't want to tell us your YouTube?
What's your YouTube? At Cormac Leo Murphy. Yeah, at Cormac Leo Murphy. All under all lowercase.
Okay.
Good deal.
See, look at there's somebody. Look at this guy. He's in the swamp. Does he look like he's got? Show him that feet, Jeremy. Did you see how his
Do
hand-
what?
So we got Arizona.
We got South Arizona, North Arizona, New Mexico, and Louisiana on here.
There you go. So you're starting to get around, but there's people watching all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
tell them at Cormac Leo Murphy. He's not.
They're all brave till the camera points at them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But even Howl for Wildlife threw a post up quick about the December meeting, December 6th. So if anybody in Arizona wants to go and should go,
Is that
December 6th.
at the Game and Fish office in the valley?
The main one up on Ben Avery.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I think, there's nothing about this petition in it, but they have an open meeting, and me and Jared have already talked about it. I'm gonna bring up a couple things too. Probably call those guys a bunch of idiots, and then I want to talk about a couple pursuit seasons. Bear for one, right, Sonny?
Yeah. I mean, I got that in the works, and if it all goes the way that we've been talking, it's gonna come out.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna work.
They've been talking about it for a few years, and I've talked to a couple people in the last 6 months about it. And I think it's going to come out too. I don't know why you'd have a pursuit lion after the season closes, not a pursuit bear.
Right.
So
Well, that warden, he's all for it, and he's kind of suggested it a couple times to the commission. So we'll see. You know, with
Yep.
this bear wreck that went on this fall
unit
first week.
unit 1.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. There are laws. There's got to be some changes. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I was asked about that after all that went down too by some game and fish people
Yeah.
about the bear situation. I just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You got to do something. You know,
That's just the downfall of quotas. I mean, I know we need them and we have to have them, but if you put a quota on something, man, it turns into a shit race.
Well,
'Cause
here's the
everyone's
thing.
gotta get there.
Here's the thing. Quotas are in place to be good, but I'm an outfitter myself. But there's the outfitters that are greedy outfitters, and there's outfitters in it for the right reasons. And there's a
Yep.
bunch of greedy guys out there that just will take as many guys as they can, as quick as they can, just to fill their pocketbooks.
Yep.
And you guys know which outfitters I'm talking about. I ain't naming names, but you guys can read between
I-
the lines.
Mhm.
You know, and it's just sickening. You know?
Yep. You know, with bear, it's like with lion, it's not a female quota; it's just a number quota. With bear, it's a female quota, and some of these units only have 1 or 2 bears per quota. You know, and when you're knocking out a yearly quota in 3 days,
No, the first day.
was it?
It was the first day. So the sow quota was 6. And I think on the first day they hit like 7 or 8.
Yeah, but
Yes, so
wasn't it 14 for the yearly, and they hit that by Tuesday?
I think they hit that. I think they hit that by Sunday. Yeah. But it still so it still continues on
Oh,
Yeah.
somebody-
until Wednesday.
Hey, Justin, where is he at? Justin said he wasn't going to jump on, but he is on somewhere. There he is.
Good evening,
you
fellas.
lied to me. You lied to
I
me,
did.
Justin.
I found a minute and you called
Couldn't
me Luke a
stand it.
minute ago, so I thought I better get on here.
So
Couldn't
this
stand it.
is Justin, and he should know. He just went through this whole thing, and he's the one that gave me an altar today. So thank you, Justin, for that.
Yeah, definitely. You guys are in a.
So if there's any questions about what needs to be done, this is a guy to ask. And we got to, let me ask you real quick about the commission meetings. How important are the commission meetings?
They're vital. You know, I don't like attending them no more than the next guy. I'd rather be
Mhm.
doing something a lot more enjoyable. But it's vital. You got to get organized. You got to be coordinated, and you got to be professional. These commissions, they've got power beyond what you understand and realize. They could pass something in a snap of a finger, and all goes bye-bye for us. And so it's good to garner relationships, shake hands, make eye contact, let them know your name, let them know and understand that you're there and present and you're paying attention, because most people don't even understand the function of their commission. They don't know the power that they have. They don't understand that, you know, policy and regulation go through them first. So, yeah, it's really important to get in front of your commission and educate them too, because most of them, well, we all know here, most elk hunters, lion or deer hunters, anything else, they got this surface level understanding of what a houndsman is and what hound hunting truly is. Your commission is exactly the same, if not worse. They don't understand the first thing about it. So when these antis come in and they tell them all these crazy untruths and bullshit, for lack of a better word, you getting in front of your commission and educating them on what's real and what it really truly is ahead of time. Once those antis come around, they start spewing lies and whatever they're spewing, they sit back and they're like, well, I know this isn't the truth. This isn't what these guys are actually doing, you know, and it kind of gets you a little head start. But yeah, it's important to stand in front of it. You got to be there.
So how important is a game warden? Because they know the numbers, the per capita of bad houndsmen or bad hunters to good hunters. It's not like they ran into 10 houndsmen last week and wrote 11 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Yeah.
probably good to keep in touch with those guys and
Oh,
not give
100%.
them the middle
You
finger.
want your whole agency as a houndsman, we have to change the way that we behave and act and think now. These antis, you guys mentioned talking about the Center for Biodiversity. And Chris, you said it's their hobby to do this. No, it's their living. They're getting
Yeah.
paid 40 hours a week to take everything that you love and enjoy away from you. They're working every day as much as they can to try and take whatever we all want. And so we've got to step up and get in front of them, or else they'll walk right over top of us. But yeah, as far as game wardens and that, your agency as a whole, your biologists, your political liaisons, all of those people, your GM. I don't know how your Arizona works compared to Colorado, but we've got kind of district managers, manage a district, and you've got your officers underneath them and your regional biologists and stuff. You should know every one of them's name. You should be able to walk up to them and shake their hands. Yeah, make it a point. And the other thing that does too is it gets you guys some studies. It gets you guys in the loop. You understand what's coming and going. So it's really important to get close with your agency.
Yeah. That's good stuff to know. I think a lot of people see Green Jeans, and I was kind of the same way. I just did my thing and didn't want to worry about nothing. But now it's getting to the point where if we all don't worry about something, they are going to get you. They are going to get you.
Really?
And they have more money than we do.
If houndsmen in Colorado didn't get organized, we'd lay down on our backs and let these people walk over us. We'd have lost it. We're not the reason we won. There was a lot of organizations, a lot of people that got together, but we were a contributing factor, So, and we didn't lay down and let them take it. We fought tooth and nail and tried everything that we knew and we could, and we put good teams together and networked with every organization in this state that we possibly could, and that made all the difference. And if I had the chance 10 years before now to have started that, boy, it would have been a different fight. It would have been a lot easier. It would have been a lot less stressful on me and our team, our leadership team at UHC. So yeah, it's vital. It's vital to get started, to get organized, and to show up to these commissions. Be professional. Don't go in there yeehawing like some dipshit and telling them stupid stuff. Be professional. Treat it appropriate. And it will gain you dividends when you do that.
Anderson asked, what specifically are anti saying? What was their main argument with you guys that you've seen that you guys had to defend nonstop?
There's quite a few things that they went after, just the hounding and the killing. That's what they called it. They're hounding these animals and you're trapping them in this tree and you're terrorizing them. And then it's so easy for a hunter to walk up to that tree and just shoot it out. And the GPS collars and they have this mystical idea that these GPS collars are some magical lion catching device. They don't understand you got to make the dog before you strap the collar on him. But they had quite a few different things that they pursued after, mostly fair chase, mostly the collars, the hounding, the aspect of hounds being an unfair advantage. And honestly, the public didn't buy it. A lot of the public did not buy that.
That's exactly what they started here. And they're starting it at the low level, I'll say. We're just going to petition the game. And I think what they're doing is testing the waters to see if Arizona's going to fight back like Colorado does.
So what they did in Colorado, they came to the commission with a bobcat ban. The bobcat, it was a trapping ban and stuff, but it didn't go through the commission well. It got shut down. Then they went to the legislative side. They tried getting through the legislators to get mountain lion and bobcat hunting banned. Legislators shut it down. So then they said, okay, next result is a ballot initiative, and that's the coup de grace. That's the one that puts you in the ground. And they failed on this last ballot initiative as well, thank God. But they tested the waters. They were very smart and methodical about what they did. These people aren't idiots. That's the problem, actually. There's intelligent people getting paid good money to work on day in and day out on this. And so what they're likely doing is testing waters and seeing where your weak points are going to be. And unfortunately for Arizona, you guys don't have a lot of hunting organizations and,
Yep.
and organize stuff with hunters. For Colorado, we were in a really good position. You guys had Dan Gates on here with CRWM and
Mhm.
CTPHA. Dan's been doing this stuff for 25 years, 30 years, whatever it's been. And he knew the ins and outs. And we had an advantage of Colorado because we had a Dan Gates. And that was the biggest advantage that we had going into this is we had a job
Well,
on them.
you don't know, but we have a van going to Colorado right now to bump them in the head and throw them inside and bring them to Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll make a phone call for you and find out where he's at. But no, it's tough, man. And I wouldn't take this lightly. I know your guys' commission looks good. I know that it's likely that it shouldn't yield anything, but I would make this an opportunity to take a wild stand.
You still
Put
have
30
to put
people-
forth the effort
Yeah,
hardcore.
put 30 people in that room. Call every
Mhm.
houndsman that you know in that state and tell them if you're not here, you're an idiot. This is where you need to be. I know it's lion season. I know there's things to be caught, but get them there, get them in front of it, and see what you can do. And you make that showing. They're going to see that and be like, oh, well, there's a pile of people here standing in front of us, and this is our first little touch this
Mhm.
year.
Yep. And they did it quick. We just found out quick, and now all of a sudden there's a meeting. I don't think there are petitions on this agenda, but they'll probably present it at this meeting.
Sounds like to me it's on January. From
Yeah, that's
my
what I
net
think, too.
resources. Let me look at my phone here. I think,
But
what
we
I
need to
said
come
before,
in-
January 24th.
Yeah. Well, is it this? It's December 6th. Is the
December 6th, and I
next one.
think January 24th. But what I would do if it was me and in my position, I would say, hey, let me put 2 or 3 guys there. It's gonna suck. Go to that commission meeting, sit through the whole damn thing, shake hands, introduce yourselves, wear a hat, shows you're a houndsman, something they know that you're a houndsman for, and keep an eye out, keep an ear out, because they'll be there. Those antis will have somebody there too.
Yeah.
They're already doing that. And so then when it does bump, if it does come in January, then you put a showing there. You're going to know it's coming, and you put a showing there and just stay real professional and everything. And it should be a benefit to you in a big way.
Here's another question for you. How often can they keep doing this to Colorado? Is it over, or they keep coming back X amount of years later and keep doing this? They'll do it every ballot initiative if they want to.
Nah, they're not done. I don't know that they'll run a ballot initiative. They'll probably try and go through our commission again. They'll maybe try and go through the legislator again. They've got bought and paid people that are giving them information. Our commission is really kind of abysmal. And our governor's awful too. That's a big part. We have to fight a governor on top of everything
Mhm.
else. And you can't believe the weight a governor throws around. It's kind of disgusting, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think they're not done with Colorado. I think they're sour and bitter. We had a commission meeting just on the 14th of this month, 14th, 15th of this month, I think was the dates. And we had a new lion management plan for about half of the state. The half of the state that butts up to all the population. We got what's called the I-25 corridor. That's Denver, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, all the bulk of the population. We had a new management plan come over for that. And on the 14th to 15th, they were finally giving their final vote to vote that management plan in. But that's just our agency saying, yes, we want to move forward with this. And in that management plan, it stated that hounds are the #1 resource used in that hunting management. And there was, I don't remember what it ended up being. I think it was like 60 something commenters, and maybe 15, 20 of them were pro hunting. The rest were all antis. And you can't believe the stuff that they come up with. I think it took 2.5 hours to get through all the public comment on just that one. And our board and our commission ended up actually voting unanimously to accept the plan. But there's a lot of things that go behind that. There's a lot of work and effort that got to that point to getting that commission to accept that plan. But that plan was just another brick in the wall for us to say, hey, we're going to keep doing this.
Yeah. So presence is important, period.
100%. Yeah.
And you say your piece, and then you still need to have someone stay there. And like you said, walk around.
Yep. Stay there. You got breaks. I learned this early on. You got these breaks in these commissions, and that's when these relationships are built. That's when the important conversations happen. They'll take a break, then they'll take a lunch, and then they'll take a break. Well, then everybody kind of mills around. You get to off record, kind of talk to some of these people, shake their hands, get to know them, find out where they live, those kind of things. And that goes a long way when something comes up and you go up to that podium and you make a stand and you make a statement. That guy you met 6 months ago enjoyed your conversation. He's going to pay attention to you and listen. If you're a nobody, they're not listening to you the same. But when they know and recognize you, I think they listen in a different way. I've noticed over the months from being green to being, I've attended quite a few commission meetings, just the difference in how you're paid attention to. People will walk up to you and say hi, that kind of
When
thing.
they come up to you and know your name is
Oh, yeah.
when you know you've made a difference.
Oh, yeah. UHC is recognizable by our commission now, and they had not a slight clue who we were before we started this 15, 16 months ago.
Yeah.
Good job. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
you
appreciate
guys-
that.
you
Appreciate
guys
that.
do-
It is a
but,
group effort. The leadership team at UHC busted their ass, did really well. We networked really well, and
Another key
Yeah.
word, networking.
yeah, 100%. Find
Like
out
you said,
who
we don't have
everybody
a
is.
lot of organizations, but we have a lot of other organizations.
Mhm.
The Muley Foundation, the Bighorn Sheep Society, the Rocky Mountain,
RMEF.
well, not them, the Arizona Elk Society.
Yep.
SCI.
SCI. Yep. Yeah. Network. Find the local representatives. Figure out who they are. Talk to them on the phone. Get to know them. Sit in their meetings. Arizona is going to have to get to where they have this collective coalition, and you guys have somewhat of a regular meeting. You don't have any real concerns outside of this commission meeting coming up, but you guys got to start communicating with one another, keeping an eye on certain things. And the thing that we've learned across this too is Houndsman's got to start paying attention to the whole bit, whether it's a BLM issue, whether it's a solar plant issue, whether it's a land access, whatever it is. Just because it doesn't concern a dog and a hound and a lion doesn't mean that we don't need to pay attention to it and we don't need to be involved in some capacity. Because then when it does come down to it being a lion, that mule deer guy's coming over to help you out. That RMEF guy's coming over to help you out, and so, or the trappers or whoever it is, you gotta play the game. You gotta get involved. And yeah, it sucks. I've dedicated a ridiculous amount, and so has a lot of the people at the leadership team here at UHC. And we sacrifice time from our families, from hunting. I have never hunted less than I had last year. But we were working to defend it, and so.
But now you can hunt this year coming up.
Exactly. Yep.
That's what I've stressed this point that you can't take one day off, even if you're during a hunting season, to save the rest of your hunts for the next 5 years.
Yep. Well, and like I've been telling a lot of people over here is, like these commission meetings, these are a big deal. You guys are similar to us. They bounce them around the state. And so that, most people get this somewhat opportunity within a couple hours of drive to go and attend one. We got to make it to where houndsmen understand that going and attending a commission meeting that's local to you is just as important as worming your dogs. It's just as important as shoeing your mule. It's got to be a part of your routine. It's got to be a part of what we are as houndsmen now, because we're in this new age. We're in this new time. It ain't 1950 no more, and nobody gives a shit. People care now, and we got to defend it. And if we don't, the grandkids won't. Something like what was Proposition 127 passed. I got a 2-year-old daughter right now. When she's 18, she may not even have been able to hunt doves, because that proposition could have taken away more than just the lions and the bobcats. That could have taken away a lot of shit. And these people that are involved, they've been quoted saying they're going to go species by species, state by state, and take every bit of hunting away. They've been quoted saying we want to change the way you think, the way you eat, and the way you act.
They've been saying this for 20 years too. They told us.
And the problem is they got a pile of money behind them. They got a pile of organization. They've been playing at this game for a while, so we're all green. We're all green compared to what they're doing. They've taken over Oregon, Washington, California. These other states have gotten smashed by these people because they're a little bit more different cultures and different societies in there. And so it's been a little easier to convince some people. But but us in these states that are willing to stand on our feet here, we just have to.
I'm gonna defend Dan Gates on this one because I've heard this before. When Dan Gates was here, he said Arizona's next, start raising money now. Then called us a bunch of idiots. Now the reason he called a bunch of idiots because he says, "Do you guys know this?" And none of us knew that. None of us know that, and none of us still probably know half the stuff you should know in your state. Nobody reads the ARSs. You know what I mean?
So,
No one knows
I'll
what's
give you
coming.
something, Chris. This will make you laugh. So when I called you today and I told you about the January meeting, the timeline that I found for the January meeting, you're like, how the hell did you figure that? When Dan was on here, he talked about the Sportsman's Caucus, and you guys were like, what the hell is the Sportsman's Caucus?
That's exactly what it was.
I
right there.
found out from the Sportsman's Caucus guy what the date of that meeting was. And so that was my first point of information. And so, Dan's saying we're idiots. Dan's called me an idiot 1,000 times over to my face. I don't know how many times. And it's because we're kind of are idiots.
Well,
we're not
ignorant.
in the
We're
game.
ignorant to the information.
Yeah.
We're ignorant
we
to
are.
the information. And for a guy to call you an idiot like Dan Gates, there's a reason. And what did Dan Gates just accomplish? It's not just him alone, but what did he accomplish? So, you brought up
here's the other part.
Sportsman's Caucus. I don't even know none of that.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other part about Dan and stuff. Without Dan, we wouldn't have won this deal. We wouldn't have had a fighting chance in hell. He put together a group and a network that was remarkable. And I see your second comment there, Tim, but yeah, I agree. But yeah, it was vital to what we had to do. But you guys got to start that now. In these conversations that I had with Dan, he's like, you guys got to get shit together. You got to do it now. You got to hurry up. You should have been here 10 years ago. Well, I had to tell him over and over, I have to make 10 years ago today. Yeah. I wasn't here 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was not doing this. And so now you gotta make 10 years ago today and start making those motions and making those moves towards getting organized, getting a network together, and moving forward.
I don't agree it's just the houndsman's fault. I agree it's hunters in general because
we're all in this together.
There's houndsmen I don't like, right, Sonny? But if the worst houndsman I ever had, if I had a fight at a tree with the guy, fist fight to the death, I would still call him and say, hey, you got to be at that meeting. We're going to put our shit aside. I don't care that you're an idiot, Oh, yeah. We got to get together, and that's with everybody. That's with the sportsman's fault. He's right. It is, because you think when they're done with hounds, they don't move to something else. And Jared brought up something today about no one's talking about the trapping in Nevada. Didn't you just bring up they started with trapping, Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That was one of the first things taken was trapping, and then it was dogs with hounds, or bears with hounds, and a spring season, and then it's evolved slowly over time after that. But yeah, trapping is. But you got to realize though, in the public eye, the people that don't understand it, trapping and hound hunting are the low-lying fruit. They can't tell an archery elk hunter that he can't feed his family with a primitive bow. That just doesn't work. It doesn't play out. The public won't perceive that well. These antis, no one understand that. And so they're going to go species by species by species. But once they take all your predators away, then they're going to come in and your predators are going to eat everything, or they don't, or whatever it is. And they're going to say, oh, we got to save the elk now. And then the next phase of this plan comes together, and the next phase. And before too long, you're not even going to be able to shoot a Eurasian dove, So it's, I know this commission meeting coming up and stuff doesn't seem too dangerous. It doesn't seem anything, but it's a good opportunity to make a showing, get out there in front, say, hey, look, we're getting organized. We're going to stand here. I'm going to put 30 people at this commission meeting, and I don't give a shit if it's in Phoenix and it takes 8 hours to get through. We're all going to sit there and we're going to smile the whole time. And that's just what it is, And I told houndsmen in this state, if you knew that you could drive to one meeting and sit there for 8 hours to save lion hunting for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, would you do it? Well, of course, everyone's like, well, yeah, of course I do that. Well,
that could be the first one. That could be that could be December 6th. You have 50 houndsmen at that meeting the first one that has nothing to do with anything, you know, it's like a first date, right? First impression.
Yep.
You know, you have one hound.
And here's the thing, too. You put 15 new bodies at that commission, they see the same old people. They know the people that are coming there. Like whenever we go to these commission meetings, I'll see the same 15, 20 people. It's all the same people that are usually going. When they see 15, 20 people new, they're like, what the hell is going on today? Why these guys all showed up? Look at all these new faces. And then when those breaks come, you shake hands, you introduce yourself, you tell them why you're there, and find out who they are, where they live, those kind of questions, and garner some relationships and go from there.
Yep. You know, this sounds stupid right here, Tim. Hell, Oregon is trying to make it where you can't even kill a beef cow for food. You know, they're making it where you can't milk cows. They're making it you can't milk goats. So they just keep coming. They come in.
Oregon's a cesspool of virtue signaling and awful shit. Oregon, we should just like separate them from the United States at this point.
But we still love you, Missy. Don't say that. We love Missy. She's our Oregon girl. And she sent me, I'll tell you, Missy sent me like 8,000 pounds of hazelnuts, chocolate dipped.
Holy cow.
No, and my kids ate half of them, Missy, before I got home. I told her they're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. I got home and my kids ate them. Most of them. I had to hide them in my office trailer in a secret locked spot. So, but you're right. And it is first impression. And, you know, I was kind of on that. Well, they're not bringing it up this meeting. How important is it? But then I started thinking, I talked to you today and I said, man, there really needs to be 30 people, houndsmen at that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, you got to become aware of what your commission is doing. So, like for our commission example, we go over our lion harvest data every January. I didn't know that. I've hunted lions for 12 years. I didn't know we're going over lion harvest data every January at the commission level. Well, the anti show up every January and bitch, moan, and complain. I was completely unaware that was even a thing 16 months ago.
But this is where your groups come in handy, right? Your associations, because you really should have one guy that from, let's say, UHC that's there all the time, right?
We try and keep a representative or an ear on the floor as much as possible. I mean, it's impossible to get to every single one of them. You know, I missed a couple of them this year, but I always had someone I knew, I had the phone number of that I trusted that was at a meeting at one capacity or another. Sometimes it was only Dan. Sometimes it was somebody else I knew. Sometimes it was a nobody, and he's sat in the back.
But it was somebody there.
Mm-hmm. And we had some that you know, guy go there and he'd text me back. He's like, "That sucked. Nothing happened. Bye." You know, and I haven't heard from that guy since. And that was 6 months ago. But we had a representative there. We knew in case something come up, we had somebody there, somebody paying attention, somebody listening. And like I said before, you got to make it as normal as worming your dogs, as shoeing your mule. You got to make it, you know, changing the oil in your side by side, whatever it is that you're doing regularly every year, consistently. Now a commission meeting starts to have to be part of that, you know, and not everybody wants to do that. And I get it. It sucks. It's exhausting, but.
Oh, I told you that today. I've told 10 people that's called me. I said, I do not want to be here. I don't want to go to the commission meetings. I would rather be catching nothing behind my dogs than going and sitting around a bunch of people.
I'd rather walk behind my dogs trailing a damn coyote before I sit in a commission meeting. So yeah, I completely agree with you, but you know, we got to do shit we don't enjoy sometimes. And unfortunately for houndsmen, commission meetings and wildlife agency relationships are going to be one of those things that just have to change. They have to happen. They're
becoming more important, necessary.
Oh yeah.
You know, not just, hey, I'm going to go drink a beer with them. I mean, it's becoming very crucial. Very crucial.
Yep. And then as you do that more, you start to learn these people, you start to develop some relationships and you understand who stands where, who's dangerous, who isn't. And you start to understand how to play the field at your commission level. Well, then you'll navigate into some of your legislative stuff or whatever comes next. And those networks will just expand and you'll keep knowing more people. You'll be more involved. And the other thing, like I told you today, Chris, and this is all houndsmen out there. need to know and understand this. We've got to start educating people on what it truly really is. They don't understand it. And as houndsmen, we don't give a shit. We just drive by, or we see another houndsman, we just growl and then drive by. And we've never wanted to be that. I can tell you right now, if I could dive in a cave and be left alone for the next 6 months, I'd come out with a big long beard. But it's not where we're at now. Now
I had to come out of my cave for this.
Yep.
And and I can attest to the relationships, because if I would have just said F Colorado, I wouldn't have got 15 calls or texts from people, and I got texts from people that said, hey, Arizona helped Colorado. Now it's our turn to help you.
So tell me this, who was the first person to send you that text message? Were they from Colorado?
Naomi.
Yep.
First thing. She's the first thing.
That's part of it, and you guys were here for us. You raised some money for us, and now we're sitting here and we're going to help out. And that's the one thing. And when towards the latter end of our fight here before the vote, it was one of the things I brought up. It's like, hey, we gotta be able to put something together, show these other states and these other groups what we figured out, what we've learned, what we did wrong, what we did right, and help these groups get organized and get ready and start fighting like hell. Because if we don't, we ain't gonna have it.
So do you think starting something like the National Hounds Alliance, you think that's going to be beneficial in the long run? I know we talked about it's not going to be tomorrow. They're not coming to Arizona with $10 million, but that's what needs to happen later on.
100%.
You have to have that to where, the National Hound Alliance calls Arizona guys and says, hey, what are we doing and what do we need to do? Or here, you guys, this is what we need to do. That's what I'm expecting from that alliance, from that NHA. That's what
I think that's what they're anticipating to do too. They want to be able to help. So you got to understand a couple things about that. So somebody's going to have to feed that alliance. Somebody's going to have to pay that alliance. Well, we also need, and I'm not, just so you know, I'm not affiliated with them at any capacity. I know some of them and things, but the way that kind of balances out is these state level organizations got to get involved. They got to get organized. They got to network. They got to fundraise. They got to have a little money in their pocket. This national level organization, these state organizations need to pay up into that. They need to participate into that. They need to buy in some representation and have a voice, sit on some meetings. You come to these people and ask them, hey, what's going on? Just put me in a meeting. They're going to put you in a meeting. Yep. Learn what's going on. Learn what's next. Learn what's happening. And you can't believe how much shit's going on across the whole U.S. with this. Like Maine just fought it last year. Or still technically last year. Maine went through a big deal last year too. Other states have had similar stuff about dogs or about collars or about this. And that national level organization is going to try and help and facilitate in any capacity they can, but they need the assistance too. They need the support. They need the representation.
That goes back to networking. And I've always said if there should be a almost I don't know what you'd call it, but to where if you're a member of, let's say, Arizona Working Dog Alliance, let's say the membership's $50. Well, maybe $5 of those dollars go to the National Hound Alliance, and now you're a member of that too. So you're double membered. And so in the National Hound Alliance, they say, how many members you got? And they're like, oh, we got 20,000 members. That's because they're all sub-membered, I guess you'd call it, to another organization. And then you're part of that as well.
Yeah. And at organizational level, you can do that too. I don't know exactly how they're going to play out and exactly how the structures are going to be built and everything, but there's going to be, I'm anticipating some type of buy-in opportunity, whether it's at a organization level or an individual level or whatever it is. And I think the West will be real well represented. But the benefit to that national organization is there's more dog boxes east of the Mississippi than 5 times west of the Mississippi. There is more houndsmen east of the Mississippi than you could even shake a stick at.
Oh yeah.
And so
That's that easy coon hunting stuff.
Yeah, that
Right,
boys would
right
tell you
Jeremy?
that. Yeah, them boys would tell you that when they get
That's
dogs.
my
they,
next
like,
shirt. That's my next shirt. I'm wearing my shirt today. The I don't know which one this one is.
drag around line hunting is for sissies. I completely agree with that. From a snow state, I'll buy into that.
Hey, I got a snow shirt too, buddy. I'll wear it
No, I'm
next week.
kidding. But no, I mean it's. I think the national level organization is crucial. I hope for their success. I think they've started developing a really good team, and that they're on the right track. But yeah, it's going to be a slow process. That's a big undertaking. It's a big ass deal. You know, that's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
take some serious network. And you know, Arizona, Colorado, anybody needs to get involved, be in the conversations, and participate.
Well, they
in what
should have.
capacity they can.
They should almost have some ambassadors from each state. Honestly.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of how, you know, you look at SCI or MEF, that's pretty much what they do. They have some regional people and things, and it's pretty it's really similar to that. So yeah, it's, and I think they got potential for greatness there. I really do. I think that could be hugely beneficial. I can tell you with what I learned start to finish with Colorado's deal, I paid for an established, well-functioning national houndsman organization to come in and assist me, tell me what I need to do, give me some networking, you know, help facilitate.
Have that protocol.
Yeah, 100%.
Have that protocol. Yeah, it'd be really nice right now for us.
Yeah, because I did it the hard way. I just learned as we went, you know, and the team learned a lot. And I keep saying me, but it was a team effort. We all worked our tails off, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't fun. We didn't enjoy it most of the time, but it was totally necessary.
And it's not over.
No, not even close.
You know, you said when you got started with your organization you're in, it was kind of on the bottom level, and you had to build it back up. They, you know, not just you, but everybody had to build it back up.
Yeah.
You know, and then now it's not like, oh, we won, we can just go back to our daily lives. But man, it honestly needs to stay, like you said, 100%. There should be someone at every meeting in every region that they have these meetings.
Yeah,
just to make a
sure.
presence.
Yep, just to make a presence, shake hands. And what'll happen is your commission will start to realize, like, there is houndsmen all over the state. They start to understand you're a stakeholder, you're a constituent that they're representing, and they realize that it's not like 7 of you in the whole state, you know.
I think I think the numbers are misunderstood and misconstrued as far as just shoot, Sonny, how many times have you seen a truck come through town? You're like, who the hell is that? You know, and then I start hearing about other houndsmen. I mean, how many houndsmen have you met in the last, let's just say, 2 years? You didn't even know was there, up there where we live.
Yeah. Much.
You know, and that's what kind of upsets me about it is there are a lot of houndsmen in everybody's area, no matter where you are. And I think the problem is communication. Like you said, I'll stop and talk to somebody. I've picked dogs up. That's how I met Dave over there in Springerville. I picked his dog up, and I called him. I said, "Hey, you got a dog right here." And he goes, "Oh, I know where he is." But I could tell they were treed. I said, "Man, are you treed?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Tell me where you're treed. I'm not running nothing. I'll bring him over to you." And that's how I met that guy. You know, but
well, that's a big part of the issue in Colorado too. I went to Utah's banquet this year, and I was blown away at the turnout, the amount of money spent there, the amount of camaraderie, guys that, you know, they pass each other on the mountain and they're growling and gritting their teeth because they're driving down the same road. But in that banquet and in that moment, they was all in that room. There were no fights, there were no arguments, there were no bullshit. It was all there to support the cause and to support the organization. And it's a different culture. It's a different idea. You know, Colorado, we're a lot the same. We don't pay attention to much, man. And when we see somebody down the road, we get pissed off and go drive down a different road. And he's fine. Leave him.
The key word the key word is camaraderie. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
We got to
and it-
build that culture into houndsmen. You know, it's time we got to, instead of driving past one another and gritting your teeth, you slow down, you stop, you roll your window down, and ask him how his day was. You know, that difference right there, that little bit of difference. We're all hunting the same shit. We all know it.
I
We've
get
all
yelled
got
at
practice.
by Sonny. He says, "This ain't 3B. Go back to your own unit."
Yeah. But we gotta work on that a little bit too, because if not, then we don't ever get organized in a big way. You know, there's a shit ton of houndsmen in this state that never joined UHC during this fight. They never showed up, that didn't participate, that didn't pay in, that didn't buy into shit, and didn't help. Well,
Wouldn't you love
I
to have a
think-
list?
You know what their attitude is? Why should I put any money? They're going to fight it anyways. I've heard
well,
that before.
well, and a lot of people thought we was all going to lose it. You know, everybody thought we was going to lose it. You know, and so some guys were completely instantly defeated, or some guys just didn't. They wanted to be left alone. They didn't want to waste their time with it. They didn't want to spend no money. But we're at a position now in the world. It's not an option no more. We got to change the way we are, because if we don't, they're going to run over us.
Wouldn't you love to have a list of every houndsman and who helped out? I mean,
Oh yeah, for who helped out, I'd love to know.
for one, you could take that list of people who helped out and have a big barbecue, and then you could take the list of people who didn't help out and show up at the door and say and find out why didn't you? Well, because I didn't like Joe Bob, or I didn't like Steve, or you know,
Mhm.
I think it's like a business. You know how they say keep business and friendship. You know, you
Mhm.
can go to work and be a boss and go have a beer after. I think that's the same with houndsmen. I think it's how it should be. When you're out there in the woods hunting, there is that supposed to be that ethical, you know, thought process of, hey, there's a truck parked right there, you know, and I've gotten in it. I've gotten into it. Well, even Jason Greer, Sonny, we showed up at a tree and he's like, "Did you not see my truck down there?" I'm like, "Man, I came from the top of the mountain. I didn't come on the road. I didn't even know you were here," you know, and that was all it was, you know. I wouldn't have dropped a rig on another dog unless it was Sonny's truck there. Then absolutely drop a rig. Got to
Well, I
help him
think-
catch.
I think too, you know, you stopped and you shook that guy's hand, talked to him for a few minutes. You probably
Oh
would've
yeah, I
just
know.
taken-
Yeah, I know the dude, and you know, I
Yeah.
know he can be a butthole. I'm the same way, but we both showed up at a tree, and you have to deal with it, plain
Yeah.
and simple.
Right.
You know, but when
But-
it comes to this, you got to let all that. I don't care if you, like I said, if you got in a fist fight at a tree, it don't matter. Unless you don't want to fist fight at the tree next year, you better get out there and get together and work. Or you're not even going to have the chance to argue with the next houndsman next year because no one's going to be able to do it.
Yeah. Well, we got to get to the point to where we realize we're on the same side of things.
Yep.
There's plenty of game out there to catch. You know what I mean?
All sportsmen need to realize that.
Yep.
You know, the deer hunters need to realize that the deer my dogs chase, which has happened before, they don't leave the country. They don't go to New Mexico. They don't change a unit. You know, no different than a lion or a coyote
They go
chasing.
right back to where they were jumped.
They go right
Mhm.
back. I've seen them there the next day. Elk, same thing. You know, so
The
bears.
only thing that does
I've
it
caught the
is
same bear
no move.
3 days in a row in the same mountain. They don't leave. They turn
Mhm.
around and come back. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hill to climb, but I think Arizona's in a good position, and other states too. You know, New Mexico really needs to get their shit together in a flying hurry. Nevada needs to get it more coordinated, more organized.
They can't
Idaho's
do-
got a couple organizations. Utah's got a good organization. And if you're not a part of an organization and you're in them states, well, you better get to be a part of an organization. You better start participating.
Mhm.
Speaking of
At
that,
least-
Josh, how could somebody be a part of y'all's?
You get on our
How do you
website and join.
Vince D?
Yep.
Okay.
You can get on our website and join. You become a member. It's $50 a year or $1,000 for a lifetime membership. And if you can't afford it, you know, I tell people to subscribe to our website. At the very bottom, there'll be a little tab there. You can put your email address in, put your information, put as much as your information in there as you can, because I like to know. I can see that on my side. I need to know what your name is. If your email address is Cowboy Butts 24 or something, I don't know who he is.
That's
And
Drive me
so-
nuts.
That's
Yeah.
Jared's right there.
Yeah, exactly. So, but put your information in there and subscribe. You'll get into our mailing list. We put out stuff pretty regularly.
Can we join can AWDA join as a member?
You join it as an affiliate group.
Okay.
Yep. So you go through the affiliates program and stuff.
Okay.
There's an affiliate page on the website. You just go through there, fill out the affiliates form and send it to me, and I'll put you on as an affiliate group. But yeah, so groups will join as affiliate groups, and we don't charge the groups. But if you send some members and they share some wealth and things like that, do so. Colorado, for UHC, we burned about every dollar we had. We didn't exist. This thing passed. So it was like, well, we're going to burn every damn dollar that we got on advertising and education and everything that we possibly could.
Well, why not? Why not burn it up? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Why not burn it up?
After this. So
yeah, you're not going to need that money if it don't pass.
Right.
And if it does pass,
that was our mindset, and so we got to work some more money up. We'll do some fundraising stuff and different things. And then we're going to throw a hell of a shindig banquet. So you boys from Arizona, get your driving shoes on and get up to Colorado, and
we'll get a 15 passenger van and head that way.
Yep.
Where at?
I don't know where the banquet will be yet. So I know we'll throw it probably be in the I-25 corridor somewhere, Colorado Springs, Denver, something like that, so we can get some money in there. We did the last one in Gunnison, kind of middle of our state, and there were a lot of people that didn't attend, or some that were able to, and whatever. So I think I'm going to go maybe along the I-25 corridor where the populations are. We'll probably get a better turnout. But we'll do an idea
what time of year?
I'm not sure yet. I don't want to release anything yet because nothing's set in stone, but I'm thinking probably early spring, because you got SCI, Army F, everybody and their sister doing banquets through the summer. Everybody gets real busy through the summer with families and stuff. I'm thinking late spring. I'll probably try and drop a banquet. A lot of our lion seasons are toast by then. Guys ain't doing much in other states then, and most guys can probably attend. They could skip a turkey hunt or two to come to the banquet. So that's my hope. But yeah, I still got to get it organized and whatnot. I haven't set any dates or what, but yeah, we'll throw a shindig together and fundraise some more and prepare for the next fight. And another thing UHC wants to do too is be able to assist and help these other organizations. AWDA wants to get rolling and everything. Well, I'll assist you in any capacity I can. So are my leadership team, just to get your feet on the ground and get you started and moving forward.
As big as the ulcer you gave me today, I'm gonna keep bringing that up. The information,
yeah, a little stressful conversation, wasn't it?
It's stuff I don't think about. I'm just like, hey, let's start a club and let's go ride motorcycles across the United States. I don't think about all the little stuff that you already had to go through. That's why I said it. The information was appreciated. And that's where the networking comes in. And I think if I'd have said, F Colorado, it ain't my state, I don't give a shit. And I think a lot of guys do that. It's New Mexico. Oh, it's Arizona. I don't hunt there. But you're going to have to hunt there if they shut it down in your state. Or you're not going to hunt no more. They shut down Colorado. Who's coming to Arizona? But we didn't do it. We didn't do it for you guys. We did it so you guys would stay out of our damn state. Don't kill our lions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Colorado was a linchpin in this whole deal. Now we got the advantage. That's one thing that has to be understood. With these antis, we've got the advantage. We've got the public perception. Now is the time that states like California needs to really start getting moving. And I think they may, but I hope they do, because now we've got them on the back foot. They're up against ropes a little bit. They just lost a campaign of something like $6 million and lost their ass on it too, lost handedly to win 127 at the capacity that we did, 11.5%. That's a hell of a win. That's a big deal in Colorado. Like I told you on the phone, Colorado's a blue state. We all know that. Kamala Harris won the election by just about the same amount that we won 127 by.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of Democrats. We had a lot of Republicans. We had a lot of independents. We had a lot of people vote in our favor, and vote in the benefit of the wildlife and the benefit of science management and everything else. And like I told you before, it opened the eyes to a lot of people to realize Your states are just full of normal ass people. People that cut their grass on Sunday and watch football and laugh at people when they fall, and just normal people are all over the place. And if you educate them a little bit, you put some information in front of them, they're able to make a decision for themselves. And like your commission, like I talk about educating your commission, you put a little education behind that commission. Well, they're going to know when that misinformation, that false stuff comes up. They're going to be like, this is horseshit. We know this is because we've been educated by these houndsmen, and we know this is part of it, So, yeah.
And I also say it's not really the houndsman you're targeting. It's the houndsman's neighbor. It's the houndsman's cousin that don't hunt. It's the houndsman's aunt. It's all those people that surround the houndsman. I know a lot of people don't hunt. My first question to people is, do you hunt? With my dogs. And a lot of them are like, well, I used to in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, why don't you now? Well, being an adult, basically being an adult, and they used to hunt as a kid. And, man, I tell them, man, my dogs are, I tell them, well, come on out. Let's go do some coyote hunting, bird hunting, just something. And once you get them out there shooting doves, or shooting coyotes, or hunting in general, they get back into it.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of people gain a lot from watching you process meat. Put it together, put it on the table. You bake and wrap some doves and stick it in front of somebody. They're like, holy shit, this was pretty good. They don't know. They don't understand that aspect, And so showing them that, even with a lion, I've had clients or whatever, we've harvested a lion and take your time getting the meat off and fry them up some backstrap, their tenderloins that night. And they're like, what in the world? Like, I didn't know this was even a thing. And that's huge, and educating different people. But as hounds, we're closed off. We already spend all our energy following these damn dogs. We don't really. Robert, shut up. Fucking dipshit. We already spent all our time following these dogs. We don't want to spend no extra time doing anything else. So, but
I just told the lady. She said, well, what do you do with lion? I'm all, oh no, you eat them. And she was amazed about it. I said, listen, next time I get a lion, I'll bring you some steaks.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I had a couple arguments with, obviously the other side of the aisle on that. And they're saying, oh, well, you don't eat them. And I'm like, you have no clue. So I send them pictures of meals, right? And then what their response was? You're nasty. That's gross. How could you do that?
What's funny is lion meat is the number one sought after wild game on the planet. Lion meat and axis deer. There's nothing else more people want to eat than lion meat and axis deer on the planet. And I think Steve Rennell is the one that said that originally. But we did a deal this year. We had a chili festival in a yuppie ski town. I mean, hey, quiet down. And yuppie ski town, we had this chili festival. We ended up feeding like 600 people. And I mean, this is Yuppieville. And I went there, honestly, in the beginning for damage control. I thought this is going to go south in a hurry. I'm going to be there to mitigate the fires if I have to. You cannot believe the reception. People were blown away. You tell them, this is mountain lion chili. And they're like, what the hell? And they're like, no, it's actually rally mountain lion meat. And they'd ask you how you caught it and if you killed it. And they were blown away. Half of them didn't even know you could eat mountain lion. And then they'd eat it right there in front of you. And out of those 600 people, I saw one lady spit it out. And we had one like vehement anti that kind of went off the rails and threw a fit and things. But I had a guy in like pink 6-inch shorts, tattoos all over him, nose rings, the whole bit, come over and be like, is this really mountain lion meat? I said, yeah. You want to try it? And he says, yeah. He says, this is the coolest shit I ever seen. And me and the other guys are looking at each other like, what? This dude in pink fluorescent shorts that are only about 6 inches long is enjoying and loving this lion meat. And I was completely blown away. I had no idea, and it just goes to show you that more of these people are so much more receptive to it than we ever imagined. It's just actually telling people is the problem, because houndsmen we're closed book, man.
Well,
Yep.
that's a
I
fact,
agree.
especially your lion hunters.
Yeah.
Bear hunters, a little bit up there with the people, but lion hunters, like your dry ground lion hunters, especially, very loner people.
Us poor
No, I don't-
bastards that stomp around in the Arctic are lonely people too. I promise.
That guy,
The one in the middle, right here.
That guy right there.
that guy.
Oh, don't worry, he ain't alone. But I'm just up there
Yeah.
by myself, freezing my ass off. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't freeze.
He don't go out if it's under
No,
45
no,
degrees.
he don't
If there's snow on
because
the
his
ground, I'm not
stovepipe
going.
is glowing red in the summer. Ray,
Yeah. Yeah. So
Jim Shockey has a small book about. I'll talk to anti-hunters and non-hunters is pretty good. Everybody should read it. Yep. You told me a
Chris, I
book.
got to skin out. I got to take a phone call.
Sounds good, Sonny. Thanks for coming on.
Thank
I'll
you
get
guys
with you.
for all the information, and I'll be getting a hold of. We'll go through Chris. And thank you for fighting that fight.
yeah, no,
Absolutely.
of course, man.
Absolutely.
My pleasure.
You guys soon. All
Thanks,
right.
Sonny.
Later,
All
Sonny.
right.
So Sonny does a Sportsman's for Heroes. We just did a dinner. I did a dinner with them. They had a pretty cool deal that I'm going to do at my rendezvous. They put up Christmas trees, and they got sponsors for the Christmas trees, like Walmart, whatever, and they put cooking, whatever it was. Let's say Ace put a bunch of tools, stuff like that. I'm going to do that at our rendezvous, but I'm going to use dog barrels, and then I'm going to have people sponsor those dog barrels the same way. And they just did a raffle where you bought raffle tickets and they had a bucket in front of it, and you walk by and threw them in the bucket. And my dog, I got coyotes howling outside. My dogs are going nuts.
You got a female in heat?
I think I have one about to come in, honestly. So they all right now, they're all about to come in. They're all about to come in. They're
They
right at
cycle
that.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've gotten on that.
Started cycling together. You want to talk about a nightmare?
Drives me
Jesus.
crazy, especially
I'd
right
rather have
now.
them all cycle together than what I have. I have one female go in. She'll just be coming out, and then another one will go in.
Mhm.
That's the way mine.
I
do.
had
Yep,
one.
shit,
I had
my
one.
heat
She'd
cycle
cycle like
stretched
every
out
4
6
weeks.
months.
Oh, geez.
Like 4 or 6 weeks, she'd cycle again. It was a nightmare.
I had one do the same thing. She was
Yep.
in, and then 2 weeks later she came back in. I'm all, wait a minute, you were just in. Yep. So, well, Justin, your information is priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I'm willing to lend everything I can. And I'm not a smart guy. I'm a dipshit houndsman contractor. Like I am not an intelligent guy. I just
So you fit
was
right
forced-
in here.
I was
Yeah.
just forced into this, and nobody was going to do it, or somebody was going to do it, and so I decided to step up, and the team behind me was the only reason I got any of this shit done. So, but we learned a lot of lessons along the way. We figured out a lot of hard things, and we adapted and changed. We're still adapting and changing. We're still learning shit. So I'm willing to give any of that information. I'll tell you everything I did wrong, everything I did right, where I failed, where I did well. But yeah, these things are important for all of us to get together, and we got to start blending the fences. We got to start lowering our guard with other houndsmen, with other states, with other groups.
Got to start
Their
shaking
network.
hands
Yeah, we got to start doing
Shaking-
that.
and then swapping numbers. What is
Yeah,
a text?
100%.
Hey, have you
Well,
heard
it's
about
all
this?
about contacts. That's the
Yeah.
key.
Yep.
Yep,
Networking.
100%.
That's the number one key to being successful in anything. It's all about contacts.
It ain't what you know, it's who you know.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, and I didn't know shit going into this, and you see what UHC was able to do. So if that doesn't prove it, nothing will. So, but yeah, it was a good deal. But yeah, you guys stay in touch. Let me know whatever you need, Chris, and get organized, get together.
Yeah, thanks for popping in just for a minute, Justin. Everybody who says they pop in for a minute, stay for an hour.
Yeah, I about did that. Yep, I about did that. So
No, we appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it, and I will probably be bugging you about what to do next.
yeah, let me know. I'll try and help you the best I can. Get you guys set up, get you started well, get you kind of a foot in the door more than I had, or more than you'd have without it. So, and then whatever
just-
comes through, let me know.
Well, before you leave, you got to tell us how to say your last name first.
Anglovich.
Anglovich.
I'm a Bojan, so Slovakian. Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
it's a mouthful. That's what my wife tells everybody. So,
Well, whenever
but
you
no,
feel like
good
you want
guys.
to jump on, you're more than welcome to jump on.
Yeah, send me invites. We'll pop in and we'll keep touch. Keep an ear out for this commission meeting. What's happening? Get somebody at the one on December. Get somebody.
I'm going there for sure.
Yeah, get in there, ask questions, figure out when it's coming up, when it's going to be proposed, when it's, because you'll find out there more than I would, or you would on the phone. So get over there, figure it out, and we'll keep helping with you. And once let me know, and I'll put in a public comment from over here.
Okay.
Like I told you earlier today, I don't give a shit to step in the Arizona Commission and tell them what we experienced and what we saw and what the will of the people in Colorado was. So
I mean, that's about as good as public comment you can get. I already went through it. May not be
Yeah.
Arizona, but it's the same deal. It's the
and
same thing.
Arizona will pay attention too. When I
Same
say
people.
Colorado, they're gonna be like, "What the hell?"
Mhm.
Yeah, you're literally fighting the same people.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, these are the
Same
same
thing.
people. They're all the same people. And these are the same
Mhm.
people. Got to understand too. These are the same people pushing the LGBTQ stuff in schools and
Yep.
all the weird shit in the world. These are all the same realm of people, and it's this tiny little loud ass, very wealthy group of people that are actually pushing this stuff. And you got to pay attention, and you got to treat it. You got to treat it with the respect that it's due, and be aware of it. So,
Yep.
good luck, fellas.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it,
sir.
Justin.
Yep, we'll see you.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, bye.
There you go, man. I was just gonna do a little short thing tonight, and he got on and started talking.
Yeah.
That's great information. That's
I was supposed to go to a birthday party.
Jared texted me.
Your money
Jared's-
ahead.
Yeah, Jared says, "Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it." Well, you mother effer.
Yeah.
He said we
He's-
should have went on Monday.
If he's
I said, well-
partying, he's still awake.
It's still early. Shit, it's only I guess it's almost
7:30.
8. Well, guys, probably will cut it short, but man, that information there is great, and we'll do our best to keep getting the information out.
Oh.
So
Hold up. My wife's telling me something. Ben what?
Ben Cassidy.
Ben Cassidy. You got to get a hold of him.
He's the point of
Who's he?
contact for SCI.
Point of contact for SCI in the Congress level.
okay. Oh, okay. Text me that name or I'll forget it.
I will.
So
Oh, and the Nevada thing. You got to pay attention to that one because that one's going to bite everyone in the ass.
that's the trapping one.
Yep.
What's going on there, real quick? Why don't you?
So
What-
last year, 11 lions died by traps, miscatches, that type of shit. So they're trying. If I didn't read the whole thing, but they're at least coming for a 24-hour check, if not the whole thing.
Now explain
not so
that 24-hour check because in Arizona, I don't know if that's what we had to do. It's what I had to do. Maybe it's just my dad, but
Nevada's a 72-hour check.
Mhm.
Unless
And
it's in a
Wrong to
certain
leave,
area,
though.
which is like around north of the 50 corridor to like Reno area, then it has to be like every 24 or 48 hours.
it depends on how close you're to a domestic houses and that type
Yep.
of shit. But
Yep.
a lot of these guys in Nevada are construction workers. Like I got a buddy, he's a framer. Come November, he's not working frames anymore. He's trapping until February. That's his living. And so right now Nevada has a 72-hour check for traps. So you cut that down to 24-hour check. He has
There's
to
no
cut
way.
his trap line into a third.
Yep.
And yeah, that's just doesn't work. And it's not like that animal's dying. I mean, it's in a rubber jawed leg hold.
Yeah. So the issue with the lions, were they in like snares or something? Coyote snares or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
snares, and then I don't.
So are they
think
coming
that-
after snares too?
No, I didn't read anything about the snares. And maybe one or two were caught in a steel jaw, but usually if a lion gets caught in a steel jaw, it'll just nibble its toes out. You'll just go to a trap with toes in it. But 12 lions died, and it could be, because if you're supposed to, or if you catch a lion in your trap in Nevada, you have to call Game and Fish. They tranquilize it, bring it back into town. This is how effed up it is in Nevada. They bring the animal back into town and monitor it for like 24 or 48 hours, then trank it again and haul it back out to the mountains. So, yeah.
So can you kill a lion in a trap if you have a tag or no?
No.
Gotcha.
No.
So it's illegal to trap a lion.
It's illegal to trap a lion. If you trap one, you have to call the state. They have to do it. And you could have a biologist come out and be like, well, this thing ain't gonna live anyway, so he might just do it there anyway.
Yeah.
And it's probably not even the trap's fault. It could be a 9-year-old female that's just skinny and withering away in the winter. That's why she's hunting a trap lions, chewing bobcats up.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So you got stuff like that, but I mean, shit. There's there's a mess of trappers in Nevada. And only 11 lions died last year from trapping.
I bet you more hit by cars.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I was gonna say.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, I got buddies, like I said, he'll hunt the whole monitor range. He'll set up a wall tent and camp out there for weeks. And it's not like he's over trapping it. He'll stick it and move. He'll let kittens go. He'll let females go, and all that stuff. And then,
Gotta have some for next year.
yeah. And then you go where Rowdy's at, Fallon. That's the highest paid fur auction in the U.S. When bobcats were high one year, my buddy had a $900 average.
It's a pretty good average.
Yeah, he won top bobcat and went for $1,700.
Oh,
That's crazy.
I saw a bobcat along the highway today. I wanted to turn out on it, but it was literally 50 yards off the highway.
Oh, shoot.
Send it.
Every time I see a bobcat turn out like that, I have a hard time catching them.
Yeah. It
I've
was
done it a few
running a
times.
creek as I was crossing the creek to get back on the highway. It crossed 100 yards in front of me.
What side of Fallon were you on?
I was out east,
Past
over where I
Middlegate?
saw those sheep I told you about.
I would have dumped out there.
As
I've dumped out
Lit-
online right there.
cars were passing by.
I would have. Yeah.
Jared would have done it.
I've dumped out lines where he's talking. I've dumped out off the freeway or the highway there.
Did it for my line.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 200 yards from where I saw those sheep I told you about.
Yeah, I've caught
Liter-
bobcats right there.
Have you? That's where I saw it. It crossed at
Yeah.
the culvert as I was turning onto the road or turning off.
Yeah, I've caught bobcat right there.
Speaking of
They like-
catching,
Them,
Jared's
those
about to be
cottontail-
out here catching.
I'm catching.
No, Jared's about to be out this way trying to catch something.
That's right,
Or not Jared, Jeremy. Sorry.
Jeremy.
Yep.
When you coming
said-
down here, Jeremy?
I'm leaving Friday, so I'll be out in your country Saturday evening sometime.
This Saturday evening?
hmm
Okay.
So keep your phone on. Stay on
I
top
will.
of the mountain.
He wants a monkey. He wants a monkey.
No, he
I-
said he wanted. He said he wanted to rid the country of him. I said, "Well,
Yeah.
I'm
You
bringing
want
a
it-
killer and a pack of mutts."
I got a cannon for all the monkeys you want. So
Yep.
You're talking about Wednesday?
I told him I got
Point me
3
in the
C's.
direction.
I said I got 3 C's open, bear and lion.
yep.
So
I don't know
think
if
I'm
we're
gonna-
open down here for bear anymore.
I hadn't looked. Oh,
Yeah, all the lions are still open, but we haven't gotten no snow.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna split it up. Do half, do a couple days down in your part of the world and go up to Chris's and
There you go.
hit quota. I
That'll
might
probably
catch
work out
something up
because
there.
I'll probably come down here Thursday night. Are you gonna try to come up to Phoenix Friday, Jared, or
I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
try.
go-
We'll see what happens.
hit Tucson? Just
Yep.
do a video. But I think they're doing the comments early.
Are they?
If you look at the agenda.
Okay.
So I'll find out. I know some people that know some people.
If I wasn't leaving out that Friday, I would show up myself.
Yep. Well, I just
Bring
leave
my dogs
Saturday.
to the meeting.
Out in the parking lot. I'm from Louisiana, and you guys need to not mess around because I got to come here and hunt.
No, I
Yes.
tell them I'm from Tucson.
I think they'll be able to tell you're not.
I just
The
moved.
accent. The accent.
You sound like all the regulars.
Well, guys, Thanksgiving Eve. I
Yeah.
had to inject some turkeys and get them ready
There
for
you go.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Well, I
gotta
just
go
loaded
spend
the
time with
truck.
family.
I'm going to the casino, so
I got Jared before he started drinking.
yep.
Well, thanks for coming on, Rowdy. You made
Oh,
it.
you bet. Thanks for having me.
So
Yeah.
we will probably talk a little bit about this next week. And I guess I'll tell everybody what happened at the meeting. So if
Yeah.
anybody wants to go, let's go. December, it's 5,000. What's the address up there? I guess I should have made a little banner. I'll post it on AWDA on my Facebook. So all you guys got to do is go look up Arizona Working Dog Alliance. Anybody who's not signed up, join, and I'll post whatever I can. And then anybody who wants to be a member, just go to azwda.com. And I got just a form on there right now on the front page. So
I'll
if you
sign
give me
up
your
tonight.
email and your number and all that good stuff, then we'll get you signed up. And then we still got to work everything out. Board members and oh man, Justin just hammered me today on what I need to do. He's gonna have to make a list. I was on the phone with him for over an hour. Mm-hmm.
Don't
So-
need a lot of board members.
What did she say? What is she saying over
He's
there?
like, don't get a lot of board members.
Yeah, he told me a number for what needs to be done. So, but we'll talk about it. We're gonna have a meeting Tuesday for AWDA. So anybody
Don't
interested?
worry. I'll make Sarah sit in.
Yes. Yeah, I'll send it. We'll give her own little link.
Yep.
So, all right, guys. Good
Yep.
show. Good
Have a
information.
good one.
So, you guys have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Y'all too.
Jeremy, I'll see you probably this weekend at some point or
Yeah.
whenever you get down here.
I'm gonna go bug
No.
Jared first because you said you
Heck
wasn't
yeah.
gonna be back close to home till Sunday. So
Yep.
Don't go hunting with him in Phoenix. That place is terrible.
No, I'll be up
Going up to
north.
3C.
I'll be up
Oh.
north. I'm going to 3C.
okay.
Bear and lions open.
flatland,
There you
man,
go.
flatland.
I'm taking him to some easy country up there. No bluffs. So,
Yeah, where I'm taking you, no.
Yeah, wear him out a little bit because he's going to need to ride around in that side by side when he gets up to where I'm at.
Yeah.
Well, riding
he's
on
bringing-
as much as possible.
And he's bringing my father with me, or with him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
told him about it.
Yep. So,
I'll send y'all both a picture, and that way you can compare it, Jared. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, the man dresses like him, looks like him, acts like him.
oh, he's a perfect,
my-
good-looking son of a gun.
And my buddy, I said, now, damn it, I know you went to California back a long time ago. I said, when was that? Mid-70s?
If he was there in about 74, he could be my daddy.
He ain't got no money, Chris. He
Oh,
can't get back child support.
damn it.
But
All righty, guys. Jared, have fun. Go win
Yep.
some money. Jeremy, I'll
That's
see
tomorrow.
you.
I'm going to
safe, Jared.
casino for the buffet.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Don't
Yeah,
have no
I'll
family down
eat
here.
a lot of bread, potatoes, and rice, and
Yeah.
fat myself up before I get
Well, shit.
down there.
You should have just drove up here tomorrow.
No,
I got
I'm
plenty of
lying.
food.
I'm lion hunting tomorrow morning, and hopefully I don't have a shit show, and I can get back to the buffet. And
Every dry ground lion guy says that I'm hunting in the morning. Not I'll be back by 1. It's hopefully if nothing
Hopefully I'll
goes
be
wrong.
If-
I'll be
Take
back.
it. I'm going.
So how hot is it down there right now, Jared? The
Oh
high.
shit!
Oh, it's cloudy.
77.
It's been nice. Got some
Been nice,
overcast.
yeah. Shit, 2 weeks ago we were in the 60s for a high. That was awesome.
Mhm.
That was good hunting there.
Y'all are about like it is right here, right now.
Yep.
Of course,
Yep.
we'll be 30 in the morning and 90 in the evening. So
That's what we were this week. We were about, well, not 30, but we were about 40 in the morning, then 80 by about 4 o'clock. But we're slowly starting to cool down.
Good deal.
well, I'm packing
Yep.
for both climates because I think it's gonna be cold at 3C.
Yeah, bring it.
Yeah.
Bring it. I don't need them, but bring a sweater. Bring a sweatshirt, hoodie. Bring a hoodie. You'll be all right.
Yep.
I'm bringing
All right,
stuff
Jeremy.
to sit around a campfire in too.
There
Mhm.
you go. Heck
Jeremy,
yeah.
I'll see you next week, and Jared, I'll be
Hopefully
down that
see
way
you Friday. Yeah.
Friday. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Maybe I ought to. I don't know. I thought about jumping on my motorcycle and running down, but we'll see what happens.
Grab Sonny when you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
talk
he's
to him
right
about
on the
it.
back with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
heck yeah. His bike is bigger. I'll ride on the back of his. It's more comfortable. So, all right, guys,
All right. See you guys.
we'll stay in touch.
Yep.
Later.
Later.
All right, there you have it. We got some stuff coming if you're a houndsman or if you're a hunter or if you're anybody associated with it. December 6th at the Ben Avery, up at Ben Avery. I don't know the address. It's the Game and Fish up on Ben Avery. Be there. We'll go have some lunch later and talk about it. Come up, say a few words, just make a presence. Wear some clean clothes. Might be hard for some of the houndsmen. But just make a presence. If you want to get involved with the AWDA, go to azwda.com and fill out the little form on it, and we'll get you signed up. But we do need some people. I got a few board members picked out already, and then we're going to start doing memberships. I don't know how to do none of this. Justin's helped me out quite a bit, actually. So other than that, everybody have a happy Thanksgiving, and always remember, keep your powder dry and stay safe out there.